Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 40 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Trebas Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Tonight, San Diego leaders are calling out the Trump administration's broad immigration sweeps here and across the country. Thank you for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Moments ago, the San Diego City Council passed a resolution opposing immigration and customs enforcement tactics. KPBS reporter Jacob Ayer is live in the newsroom. Jacob, what can you tell us about this?
Hi there, Maya. The resolution was brought forward by council members Marnie Von Wilpert, Vivian Moreno, and Sean Elo Rivera. It opposes what they say is unnecessarily aggressive and excessive tactics by federal agents from the Department of Homeland Security. Dozens of residents spoke, largely in favor of the resolution, but they were looking for further clarity regarding the San Diego Police Department's role regarding immigration enforcement. The council members who proposed the ordinance say ICE operations have instilled fear in communities across the country and in the city of San Diego, which is a, quote, binational region that has long been a destination for migrants, refugees, and asylees.
I know that excessive force and chaos do not make our communities safer. All it does is erode trust and undermine real public safety. Government power must be exercised with restraint, with accountability, and respect for human dignity, not through fear or chaos that put us further at risk.
Notably, the resolution authorizes San Diego City Attorney Heather Ferbert to take legal action, like filing an amicus brief on behalf of the city to support the states of Minnesota and Illinois in lawsuits against the Department of Homeland Security and other federal defendants. Reporting live from the newsroom, Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
The man who was the face of President Trump's mass deportation effort is returning to Imperial County. Coming up, what residents are saying about Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino.
Well, we have some very warm weather building back into the middle of the week. Tonight, we stay pretty warm, at least on early February standards, with a low of 50 degrees. We're preparing for a few moving parts here. We got some rough surf out there, big waves, and coastal flood advisory continues as well, with, again, a little bit of minor flooding in the prone spots here that often deal with this along the coastline of San Diego County. And rough waves out there, surfers beware. Some are going to love it, but there are some dangers. Details on some warmer weather ahead.
In a new lawsuit, California Attorney General Rob Bonta says Rady Children's Hospital's decision to end gender-affirming care is illegal. KPBS health reporter Heidi DeMarco says the hospital plans to stop providing that care starting Friday.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta says Rady Children's Hospital is required to maintain gender-affirming care through 2034 and cannot end the services without approval from the state. Bonta filed a lawsuit against the hospital on Friday. He argues Rady's decision violates California law and legally binding conditions tied to the hospital's merger with Children's Hospital of Orange County.
The Attorney General has been working on this issue around the attacks from the federal government for many, many months.
Rady Children's Hospital says federal actions by the Trump administration led to its decision to end gender-affirming care for patients under the age of 19.
The Attorney General has asked for an injunction or a court order instructing Rady Children's to continue providing care while the lawsuit is pending.
Megan Knorr is the attorney at Transgender Law Center. She says hospitals across the country are reacting to federal pressure, even in states like California, where this care is protected by law.
All that's happened so far have been subpoenas, which some hospitals have successfully fought in court, and threats towards funding, but no concrete action has actually been taken. And so the compliance by the hospital systems is preemptive at this point.
Kathy Molig runs Trans Family Support Services. She says families were given little guidance from Rady on what comes next.
They're not even helping their patients with transferring care to another provider, they're not giving them information of where else they can go. They're telling them to call my organization and that we will do that. And we will.
In a statement, Rady Children's Hospital says it's reviewing the lawsuit. The case will go before a San Diego County Superior Court judge. Heidi DeMarco, KPBS News.
San Diego County has cut ties with a top official in its Department of Animal Services. KPBS reporter Elaine Alfaro says Rachel Borelli's departure comes after KPBS uncovered an obscene message that she sent regarding animals in the county's care.
A San Diego County official has confirmed that Rachel Borelli is no longer employed by the county. Borelli was the second in command at the Department of Animal Services, but she went on leave in September, just as KPBS uncovered the crude voice message she sent in 2024 regarding dogs at the county's Carlsbad shelter.
I'm so sick of us keeping dogs that aren't going to get adopted. That's why we're overcrowded. Call me heartless, but I'm also realistic.
KPBS spoke with former volunteers and staff who questioned Borelli's decisions on dog euthanasias. Molly Higgins is a former Carlsbad shelter volunteer. She sees Borelli's departure as a step toward accountability.
It was a small measure of justice, for sure, for all the animals, innocent animals, especially dogs who died, who were euthanized.
Borelli sent an apology letter to department leadership last year. On Monday, she declined a KPBS interview request. A county spokesperson wrote in a statement sent to KPBS, quote, "County Animal Services is committed to the protection of the health, safety, and welfare of people and animals in unincorporated San Diego County," end quote. Elaine Alfaro, KPBS News.
And if you have a tip for KPBS's investigations team, you can send an email to investigations@kpbs.org, or you can message them on our secure signal line at the number on your screen, 619-594-8177. The proposal that would have raised an annual tax on empty second homes and vacation rentals has failed. For our weekly Why It Matters segment, Voice of San Diego Scott Lewis reports the debate over housing for visitors versus residents is not over yet.
There were two different worldviews on display when the proposal died at City Council committee. Councilmember Sean Rivera said his main hope was that the tax would tip the balance for property owners. If the tax made them pay more to rent a home out to visitors, maybe offering it to residents instead would be more attractive.
Every time we build a home, we are helping make the problem a little less bad, and doing what we can to try to make it better. And the same applies to a home that is turned from an empty home or a short-term vacation rental into a home for a San Diegan.
That created something of a political bridge between him and people who often oppose him, people worried about their neighborhoods getting taken over by short-term rentals, especially near the coast. But Councilmember Raul Campillo spoke for the opposition and delivered a long speech supporting people who rent out to vacationers.
I bet a bunch of people here who have short-term vacation rentals have at one time been long-term rental owners, had a really bad tenant, lost a lot of money in some way, shape, or form, and decided that's not their business model. That's totally appropriate for a business owner to decide, this is the way I want to allocate my risk.
In the end, the vote to watch was Councilmember Kent Lee. He said the tax's outcomes were too uncertain. It may hurt the city's bottom line. He would not support it. But he said the issue is not over.
I just want to note that my position on this specific measure does not take away from my belief that short-term rentals do have an impact on local housing. And I look forward to continuing the critical discussions necessary to address housing capacity, housing stock, and housing affordability on that front.
One of the groups who opposed it was the laborers union. The union wants to put a sales tax on the ballot that would be used mostly for infrastructure. They thought this tax would hurt its chances. So now we'll see what they do. And Airbnb indicated they would help pass a sales tax. For Voice San Diego, I'm Scott Lewis, and that's why it matters.
Voice of San Diego is one of our partners for the Public Matters Initiative. You can learn more at kpbs.org/publicmatters.
I'm Amna Nawaz. Tonight on the News Hour, what we've learned from the latest batch of Epstein files released to the public. That's coming up at 7 after Evening Edition on KPBS.
Before Gregory Bovino became the face of President Trump's mass deportation effort, he was the head of the El Centro sector of the Border Patrol. After 2 fatal shootings of U.S. citizens in Minneapolis, he's reportedly on his way back to the Imperial Valley. KPBS reporter Andrew Dyer spoke to residents there.
Irrigated farms stretch for miles along the north and south sides of Interstate 8 in Imperial County. At the heart of the county is the city of El Centro, a fairly conservative agricultural community thrust into the spotlight with the reported return of Gregory Bovino. Resident Frances Biopi says immigration can be a touchy subject in the valley.
The whole immigration situation here, because we're a border town, is a real sensitive issue.
She says the Border Patrol has been part of the community for a long time, and outside of agriculture and education, there aren't a lot of career opportunities in the region.
So what happens is a lot of our families are integrated. So a lot of the Border Patrol happen to be local. They are our neighbors, they're our cousins.
We met up with Ocotillo resident Edie Harmon. As an environmental activist, she's dealt with the Border Patrol a lot and met with Bovino in 2020. She says she's shocked by what she's seen of him lately on TV.
Yeah, the person that I've seen on TV in recent weeks or recent months is not the same person that I thought he was when I talked to him. I mean, I don't understand why he wants to be seen as mean and nasty. And yet that's what I think he is trying very hard to come across as somebody that doesn't care about other people at all.
Bovino began his career with the Border Patrol in El Centro back in 1996. He got promoted a couple times and was then sent to Washington, D.C. 8 years later. He soon returned to California, serving in Blythe and Imperial Beach. In 2020, he was appointed Chief Patrol Agent in El Centro. He was briefly relieved of command in 2023 after controversial social media posts, but was back in the job weeks later. Then this past June, Donald Trump appointed Bovino Commander-at-Large, and he's led aggressive, controversial operations in Los Angeles, Chicago, and most recently, Minneapolis.
I'm disappointed that he just didn't fade into the sunset as he should.
Eric Montoya Reyes is a community organizer in the Valley. We met him in El Centro's Buckland Park. He says immigrants are essential to Imperial County.
This community would not live without the cross-border immigrant population that we have. They harvest our fields that our people that live here won't do. They take care of our grounds and children and so on, and they do it at a subsistence level of pay, allowing a lot of people here to make a lot of money.
Like everyone we spoke with, he's disturbed by the violent tactics of Customs and Border Patrol agents under Bovino and Trump's mass deportation effort. He wonders if Bovino returns, what he'll bring with him.
And I'm hoping that doesn't become the norm here in Imperial County as well. We haven't had that type of tactics used. It has not been this type of gang mentality tactics and abuse of people's rights. I mean, even people who are there just to watch have been abused and even murdered, as we've seen recently. So yes, I'm very worried.
An hour later, we're 25 miles north of El Centro, near the Salton Sea. The city of Calipatria is home to what they say is the world's tallest flagpole. Across the street at City Hall, we meet its mayor, 21-year-old Michael Llewellyn. Llewellyn may be a government official, but he talks like an activist and says he wants more elected officials to put themselves out there.
I'm tired of folks on the left with their performative ICE immigration detention facility tours, with their photo ops. That's not good enough, and the Democratic Party must stand for more.
He says he doesn't appreciate the administration sending Bovino back to the area.
Why are we treated as a wasteland? As some place where they could send their political scraps, their failed projects.
We wrap up the day back in El Centro across the street from the Border Patrol station. A handful of residents are protesting Bovino and ICE. The Department of Homeland Security didn't respond to questions about Bovino's future, and we haven't independently confirmed he's been reassigned to El Centro. But his home is here, nearby in the city of Imperial. For everyone we spoke with, that remains an issue.
My issue is with Greg Bovino and the fact that he's going to return 25 minutes away from here after terrorizing people who look like me and pretend life is fine.
Bovino reportedly left Minnesota last week in a motorcade and has been seen making his way southwest. From El Centro, Andrew Dyer, KPBS News.
Have you heard about rare earth? They are used in everyday technologies such as smartphones, medical equipment, and military weapons. And these critical minerals have been talked about a lot by President Trump and his administration. Michael Ishida reports on the deals and discussions with the Congo, Ukraine, and most recently Greenland over these valuable resources.
When it comes to the United States and rare earths, we need them and don't have a lot of them, with China dominating their production. That's why in recent years we've seen U.S. foreign policy shaped by these elements.
From Ukraine.
They have very valuable rare earth.
To Greenland.
They're going to be involved in mineral rights, and so are we.
Even Venezuela.
You have minerals, right? All the critical minerals.
A recent theme has emerged in American diplomacy.
The start of the Trump administration really marked a new chapter of foreign policy. Minerals diplomacy became synonymous with foreign policy.
Rare earths are a specific set of metals and minerals which aren't all that rare, but they are difficult and expensive to mine and transform into something that can be used in production. Vital to the U.S. economy and national security, they're in things like smartphones, batteries, medical equipment, and even some cancer treatments. Also fighter jets, submarines, satellites, missiles, and more.
Every facet of our national, economic, and energy security is reliant on those rare earths.
Right now, China controls about 90% of the world's supply of refined or usable rare earths, a pipeline China spent years building up.
The question is, will the U.S. do the same?
Over the last year, the U.S. has signed rare earth and minerals deals with countries around the world. But finding supply is only one step. Creating the infrastructure to do something with those rare earths is the other.
Can Trump go like Xi Jinping does on a regular basis to American companies and say, will you invest these huge sums of money into something that we don't know will be profitable for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years?
That's obviously a very big ask of companies, and why in recent years we've seen the U.S. government commit more than $1 billion of investment to private companies and industries here in the United States that work with rare earths. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida.
The second highest ranking official in the San Diego Police Department is calling it a career in America's finest city. SDPD Deputy Chief Rady announced his retirement after 35 years on the force. And Tai is also the highest ranking Asian Pacific Islander in the department's history. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, police officers of Asian descent make up around 3% of all law enforcement. He spoke to our media partner KGTV about how his culture played a role in his policing.
I always tell people you never know the positive impact or effect you have on people. And people are always looking for role models. They're looking for people that they want to look up to. We want kids to see us, we want people to like, I want to be like that individual. I want to be like that woman. I want to be like that policeman.
Tai officially retires from the San Diego Police Department this week. He will begin a new role in his home state of Hawaii, police chief in Kauai.
Well, we are dealing with, again, a few different headlines here competing with one another for our weather attention right now. We've got a resurgence of warmth through midweek. Wednesday and Thursday, some near record highs will be in Southern California near the coast, including at least not far from us here. Very warm weather. Minor coastal flooding and rough waves are an issue in the short term. Coastal flood advisory in effect, high surf advisory in effect into Tuesday morning. And along with the warmth, by the way, around midweek, the Santa Ana winds will be rearing their head as well with an offshore wind and some fire danger returning. Tonight, 50 degrees, thickening clouds, a little warmer than we typically would be at nighttime. And here again, the coast of San Diego County is under a coastal flood advisory. It's not going to be a major flood event, but there are areas prone to coastal flooding where you're going to see some high water tonight into early Tuesday during high tide. And the coast of Southern California here, many areas under a high surf advisory. Big waves out there. So again, be careful if you're going to be out and about. Some surfers love this thing. There are some dangers inherent with the high surf. So we're dry and balmy. The closest precipitation way to the north and way up to the northeast, little rain and snow up into Nebraska. But for us, dry and warm. Tuesday, temperatures surging, 83 in Ramona and El Cajon. There we are, 81 into Borrego Springs. Will be around 72 in San Diego. It does get warmer behind that. One of the big drivers in that warmth will be Santa Ana winds returning Tuesday night through Wednesday and Thursday. High pressure to the north, northeast of us, low pressure to our south, working in tandem to direct that offshore downsloping wind coming down from the mountains. That's going to drive temperatures up. There is going to be a bit of an increase in fire danger and near record highs. Big ridge to the northeast of us. So overall, despite that area of low pressure down off the coast of Mexico, this big ridge is going to promote record challenging warmth while the east stays real cold. Parts of the west warm up a little bit. Surging temperatures, near record warmth on Wednesday. We're going to do it again on Thursday. Not very winter-like out there. So let's look at some 5-day forecasts across the region. Overall, we're going to start at the coast here. 85 on Wednesday. That offshore wind drives temperatures up 15 degrees warmer than it will have been on Tuesday. Very warm Wednesday, and then temperatures back off a bit. So Wednesday's the warm one for the coast. We really see temperatures spike both Tuesday and Wednesday in inland areas, but Wednesday 89 hot on February standards. Very, very warm out there. In the mountains, here you're going to see maybe a little bit less of a dramatic warm-up, but low 50s, it's warm for this time of the year. And in the deserts, here, it's not really the offshore downsloping wind that drives the desert heat. That's going to be driving warmth for the coast and areas just inland. So the deserts will be warm. There could even be a stray shower on Thursday associated with that low pressure system to our south. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Jeff Cornish for KPBS News.
Heads up for anyone planning to fly soon without a real ID. You can expect to pay more at the airport. A new policy took effect February 1st. Passengers will now have to pay a $45 fee in order to use TSA's Confirm ID verification system for travelers who don't have a real ID. Passengers can use Confirm ID for a 10-day travel period. Other authorized forms of ID include a passport or a DHS Trusted Traveler Card. Sticker shock. It's something you've probably experienced if you've been looking at buying a new or gently used car lately. But what about just keeping your current vehicle and maintaining it? As part of the special KPBS project on the price of San Diego, reporter John Carroll breaks down the numbers and gets advice from a mechanic on keeping your current vehicle in good running condition.
Jason Vu is seeing more older cars and trucks these days at the shop he runs, North Park Auto Repair.
Compared to what it was before, where a customer would say, hey, the car's too old, let's throw it away. Those cars are being repaired now.
It's easy to see why when you look at the price for new and used cars. The effects from supply chain disruptions during the pandemic are lingering. Kelly Blue Book says the average price for a new vehicle recently topped $50,000 for the first time in history, and that doesn't even take insurance into account. The Navy Federal Credit Union says car insurance premiums surged in 2023 into 2024, adding hundreds of more dollars a year for many Americans. And the situation with used cars isn't much better. Kelly Blue Book says even though those prices have leveled off, the average price of a previously owned vehicle now tops $25,000. If knowing all that makes you want to keep the wheels you've got, Vu has some advice.
Usually I like to see the car not spend, or the client not spend more than $2,000, $2,500 a year. And if it's $2,500 consecutively year after year, then that's when we start saying, hey, it's time to, we need to have a sit down and a powwow about it.
Vu says budget at least $1,500 a year for repairs. And he says it's not unusual these days to see people spend a lot more for one big repair.
We're doing a lot more heavy line work as transmissions, engines, specifically because of that. It's cheaper to sit there and put another engine into a car and spend, $3,000 to $7,000 on a car than to go out and go buy a $40,000 car.
Critical to all of this is making sure you have a mechanic you can trust. Vu says to do your due diligence, read Yelp and Google reviews. Once you find someone who sounds good,
and go in there and have them do a couple of repairs on the car. build that relationship with your mechanic.
Lots of things to consider against the backdrop of what 2026 is looking like in the new and used car market. Data from groups like Edmunds.com and CoxAutomotive.com show prices leveling off this year at the high levels they've reached over the last several years. John Carroll, KPBS News.
And the story is part of our new series, Price of San Diego. You can find stories about everything from the rising cost of groceries and childcare to the California burrito. Visit kpbs.org/Price of San Diego. Here's a look at what we're working on for tomorrow in the KPBS newsroom. Speaker Mike Johnson is voicing optimism that the House can quickly bring an end to the partial government shutdown. NPR's Morning Edition will highlight the challenges he's facing. And San Diego County Supervisor Paloma Aguirre is joining KPBS Midday Edition to discuss the latest efforts to end the cross-border pollution crisis. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org. Thank you for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Have a great evening.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 40 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.